Blog Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody? It's another week of Will's Take on Sports. I am the host, Will Walker. Going to get into the games, the Canes and the Gators. I know that is why a lot of people are listening to this. But before I do all that, let me just give you a brief rant about the WNBA. Recently, the WNBA again only made news because of a brawl. This time, 6'8" Phoenix Mercury All-Star center Brittany Griner freely swinging and chasing an opposing player from the Dallas Wings. See, I'm only mentioning this not to glorify the brawl. It's just to give my opinion on why the WNBA only gets attention when the ladies fight each other. It's this simple. WNBA games are hard to watch. See, back in 1997 when the league was started, the interest was great because of what the ladies did in Atlanta for the Olympics. And the NBA and David Stern took notice, and they decided to give the ladies their own professional league. In the early years of the WNBA gave sports fans great basketball in the summer with players with the likes of Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Dawn Staley, and, of course, the most recognizable name associated with the WNBA, Miss Lisa Leslie. The Houston Comets dominated the first 4 years of the league, winning the title each year. Then the Sparks took over for 2 years with Leslie and former Lakers stalwart guard Michael Cooper as head coach. Now, it was good hoops to watch during that time. It wasn't necessarily a ratings blast. It didn't really make mainstream, like all the other leagues, but it was decent basketball. Now, I'm going to fast forward to today's WNBA. The game is still played with great fundamentals, but it's not appeasing to watch. And the ladies' social stance and their private lifestyle being made public has made the WNBA at a lack of interest in mainstream American sports public. Is not bad, but it's just simply that people just are really, the average sports fan doesn't really watch it. And my whole thing is the ladies have been complaining about a lack of attention lately that they're not getting. Of course, they can't complain about the pay because they just don't have the sponsors. But I can tell you this much. If they keep on doing what they're doing, and if the sponsors start to back away, as fast as that Dallas Wings player was running away from Brittany Griner, ladies won't have to worry about complaining about a lack of attention. There won't be any professional basketball league for them to play in the United States. Let's get this podcast started. All right. That was just my little simple rant about the WNBA. I wanted to say that. I really wanted to get into Andrew Luck, but it was too late. I couldn't get all the information I wanted to say about Andrew Luck. But we're going to get into that after we talk about what happened on last evening. Anybody that's watching this, and you should know the score, but if you don't, I'll give it to you anyway. The Florida Gators beat the Miami Hurricanes 24-20. They won by 4 points. The Canes did have a chance on the last drive, but again, like I stated in the preview show, I don't care who's at quarterback. I don't care what program that is or whatever. If you can't block, a guy can't throw. So it's just that simple. That poor kid, I feel bad for him. And Mr. Derek Wilson is joining me. Derek, how are you doing? I'm really interested in what you saw in that game last night.
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm doing awesome. And, hey, I agree with you. I saw the same thing. No matter what kind of arm talent you got, as they call it now, you can't throw from your butt. The dude got sacked 10 times. That don't include hits. Just 10 sacks. That's a school record. That looked like us last year, man. I ain't gonna tell no lie. I feel bad for him. Like, man, this looked like when our line was trying to block people last year.
It was really hard to watch. But the thing that was really bad was some of it was on him now. By a couple of them sacks, he held on just a little bit too long. That's just not playing on that's making his first start. He didn't understand the clock in his head and how much time you should have in the pocket. Okay, I get all of that. Somebody explain to me, Derek, how every time you snap the ball is when the quarterback claps his hand. Shouldn't you delay it? Shouldn't it be some kind of difference, a variance in the snap count? Shouldn't it be something else besides As soon as he clapped, the ball is snapped, and that gave those two kids just, I mean, like
they was just
running dead start. Man, they were 10 off. It was ridiculous. You know it's bad when you can't even run a play action. That's bad. that is bad, man. Mm-hmm.
This is the thing, though. I think I do. I think Manny and the offense coordinator hung him out to dry last night, and I'm gonna explain why I say that.
Okay.
Those ends were flying off the edge. You never saw one draw.
Mm-hmm.
You never saw one middle screen, quarterback draw. They didn't do anything. Like I would even have went so far as to run off tackle up under the speed rusher, run a delayed off tackle under the rusher because they were running. They were doing exactly what Brian Burns used to do. That used to drive me nuts last year. They were running themselves out of the play, but because they never changed it up or gave them something else to look at to be concerned about, they didn't chip them. They just wasn't helping Buddy out at all. That left tackle, man, if I was him, I'd have cussed everybody on the staff off. Listen, man, widen me out a little bit. Listen, open the splits some. Do something to help me out. It was like I didn't see any adjustment, even from half to half. You didn't see them adjust the game plan to help those tackles out. It was like they were like, well, listen, you just going to have to grow up today, and if our quarterback get killed, hey, you learn your lesson. No, it was like I thought they could have helped them out. I thought they could have ran some stuff. Like they didn't do anything to take the top off the defense. Like you got Jeff Thomas. I think I saw one deep shot, maybe. And that one that was in the fourth quarter where they got kind of the iffy pass interference when the ball was underthrown. Like, dude, you gotta come out, take a shot to make the defense back up. Like Florida's like, we're gonna see what kind of nuts y'all got. We're gonna get right up on your receivers and dare y'all to throw the ball over the top of us, and they didn't even try it. Never mind do it. They didn't try to do it.
One of the main problems I had with last night's play calling was you can't run slow development plays behind a garbage offensive line. And that was one of the things. All of that play action stuff, all that's fine and dandy for window dressing. If you got to do, you know what? I attributed what happened to Dan Enos last night. See, last season he could have called anything he wanted to. That's how superior talent Alabama had on offense. He could have called anything. It wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
It almost seemed to me he didn't game plan for Florida. He game planned for him. He was going to call this game his way no matter what. Because what game was he watching when Florida, you know what Florida did on that bomb that guy caught that ball? They schemed Miami. What they did was they went to the wide side of the field. They put their best wide receiver over there, so they knew that would attract Trajan and Bandy. And they put their second best wide receiver on the other side with Al Blades. Well, that made the safety play over the top of Al Blades. So guess what they had? They had one-on-one in the slot with the tight end. Exactly. The tight end was going to occupy the other safety because what all Miami was doing was they were saying, okay, we're going to keep two linebackers in the game. We're going to run 4 defensive linemen. We're going to make sure that one linebacker takes the back and the other linebacker is going to be responsible for flanks. So we're gonna telegraph we're gonna leave you one-on-one coverage. I don't know why it took them Dan Mullen so long to figure that out or to even take that shot. But he did.
I don't think it was that it took him a long time. I think he was saving it. I think he was saving it. But you gotta remember though, Will, really, seriously, you gotta remember. Manny, even though Manny's the head coach, Manny's still really involved with the defense. You gotta remember Manny's probably mindset was, I got just as good a defensive backs this year as I had last year. We both know that's not true. Like I told y'all, Jaquan Johnson was one of the smartest people I have ever seen on the football field. And that's saying a lot considering the safeties that have played for Miami. That dude was smart. You had him, you had Mike Jackson. You could do stuff like that and get away with it last year. But this ain't last year. Miami staple used to be we were going to keep two safeties on the hash, and you were going to have to beat us in the middle of the field. That was like the thing for Miami. You are no longer that Miami. And I think he kind of looked at it like, I can do the same stuff I was doing last year. You don't have Al Blades is not Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. And Neither one of those safeties is Jaquan Johnson. That's just not what you got right now.
No. And they proved that in their tackling. They proved that in their tackling.
At all, man.
and the thing about it was that I don't even understand it because I keep telling people I don't sit in a coach's room with these people, and you don't sit in a coach's room with these people. But when I can sit at home and go, they're getting ready to run a sprint draw, or they're getting ready to run Tony, he's coming in motion, they're gonna give him the ball. And you can't tell me y'all been studying film since whenever. Y'all couldn't see the designs of that play. Y'all couldn't see that play coming. I mean, it just baffled me.
They took a ton of, even Bandy. They took a bunch of bad angles a lot of times. Yeah. I was watching the game, like on the fourth down play. I'm like, Bandy, you got tons of help coming from the inside. Get square like Coach tell you. Put your back to the sideline and make him turn back in. You want to rush and miss. What are y'all? You want to hit like my brother told me. They want to make all the hit stick plays instead of making the plays that win the game. You got to win the game. Forget the hit stick hit. Forget the highlight that's gonna put you on ESPN. The only stat that matters is a 1 in your win column. That's it.
What did I tell y'all would be the problem with Miami linebackers? They cannot cover. They are slow, and that makes no sense. Okay, after he dropped the first one off and you put pressure on him, because that was what they I'm trying to tell you, they instructed Franks much better, and he did look a little bit better with what he was supposed to do. He played like a guy who started for last year and part of his freshman season. You can see the difference between him and Jaron Williams. Jaron Williams didn't have the clock in his head, and then he had an outlet dead in front of him. He's still looking down the field. They've been hitting you all game.
He missed a check down like 8 times last night. I'm not even a Hurricane fan. I was saying, what is you looking at? Like, the check down, number 2 was open in the middle of the field like 8 times. He's just standing there. Dude, you're not getting it over the top. Just 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. Take the 5 yards, son. DeAndre Francois, take the 5 yards.
Yes, take the 5. Do what, and that is exactly what Franks did until finally Miami decided that they were going to cover the back, coming flaring out of the backfield. But what happened in the red zone inside the 5, which ain't their fault. Jeff Thomas shouldn't have fought with the ball. But anyway, that arrow route was telegraphed, big as day. And I said to myself, watch it throw the ball over the middle. I kept saying that they're going to throw the ball right over the middle because Bandy and the safety were sitting there communicating with each other, and Bandy should have been on the line, and the safety should have been in the middle. You should sit. I haven't watched Florida, but I think of the equivalent of one game, and that's all the games they played last year. I just watched bits and pieces. I know what they're going to do when they get in the red zone. You mean to tell me Manny and Baker and all these guys, Bandy, they did not know that Florida likes to use the middle of the field when they get in the red zone. Y'all didn't know that?
Dude, that's 90% of football. That everybody does that. Like, when I saw it, I'm like you. I saw it too. When they flexed everybody out, and you saw the back kind of hit that edge real quick and put his foot in the ground, I was like, oh, that's 6.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, oh, that's 6 because you got the slowest linebacker you got chasing this dude.
Not only that, then you got the one who's got all the tools. He's got all the tools and all the speed, but he takes the worst angles, and that's Michael Pittman. He had that kid there for rights. Yeah, he had that kid there for rights on that tight end screen, and I could not figure out how to hit that kid escape to get the first down. I said, well, God, dog, all you got to do is just stand. Don't attack him. Just wait for him to move.
Just wait for him. Hey, I told you, they wanted the stick hits. Everybody wanted to blow somebody up last night, and it wouldn't happen. Perfect example. The Dallas touchdown. C.J. Henderson, went for the blow up. You went for the blow up, hit nothing. Like you literally hit nothing. You didn't even hit his knee pads. You just hit the ground. That was all you hit. Dude is going down the field because everybody wants the big hit. That's why Alabama beat people, because Alabama go for the tackle. They tackle you. They tackle your legs, the mid part of your body, and they wait for everybody else to come and smack the fire at you after they got you. That's how you win the game.
I'm glad you brought Alabama up. I'm really glad you brought them up because I wanted to talk about Manny Diaz too, because a lot of those things that happened to Miami in the beginning of that game was his first game coaching. See, that's why I keep telling people it's different when you become number one. It's different when you become that head coach compared to you just controlling one side of the ball, because now you got to worry about everything. Some of that stuff is just stuff they didn't go over. They should have practiced every possibility of what can happen during this game. They didn't prepare Corey Gaynor right, the center, who was as soon as he heard that clap, he was snapping the ball. They should have told him, say, listen, they getting a jump off of this. Take your time, do 1,000, 2,000, whatever you got to do, so they don't get a jump. The second thing is I blame Enos. Another part of this blaming Enos, because he didn't get the plays in time. They were always running against the clock to snap the ball. It seemed like most of that game.
Yeah, they were. He gave him no time to see what the defense was doing.
Yeah. He knew what they were doing.
But now listen. Now you watch the game. Now you tell me if I'm wrong about this. Me and my brother had a good conversation about this earlier. I was confused.
Mm-hmm.
You had Jordan. You had obviously the most physically gifted target on the field last night. I don't care about Tony or none of that other stuff. When you look at that dude, his combination of size, power, speed, range, like, to me, he was the best offensive player that you had available to you last night. Explain to me why when I would look over and see him with C.J. Henderson on him, and everything that came to my mind was smash route. I would have smashed routed him to death. They would have had to pull both safeties over the top to get him, because every time they line him up wide to the bottom of the field, they match him up with Henderson. This dude is like 5'0". Jordan is 6'4", 6'5", like 230. Dude, I would have smashed routed him to death. I swear I would have. Like, I saw them go to the match at one time, and they ran him on like a skinny slant. And I'm saying to myself, why? Listen, run down. Listen, do the Gronk play. Run down, make contact with the DB, turn around, catch. Turn around, catch. I would have made them. I would have made them stop. The Wildcat worked every time Miami ran it, but they went away from it. You have to run that until they make you run something else. When you hit it and it worked, you got to keep hitting it.
Twice. Hit it twice and it worked. And they didn't. All I could say was, I said Dan Enos was coaching at Alabama last season, and when you coach a superior talented team, you can call whatever you want. It's gonna work. When you have to strategize, and it seemed like he just was not prepared at the strategy level. And another thing is, I hate offensive coordinators on the field. I don't care about defensive coordinators being on the field.
Oh my God!
I hate offensive.
Listen, we think the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I agree. I've called football games from up top. Being up top is so much better, because you see stuff that you miss being on the sideline. You see people lagging on plays. You see where people are trying to cheat, and you see all of that stuff.
He would have seen things a lot better than he would have seen things a lot better. It wouldn't have took him to see the end zone shot today for the coaches' view. He wouldn't have needed that day, because he'd have been able to seen it, because it was clear as day what the Gators wanted to do. They wanted to say, okay, listen, you're not gonna we're gonna stuff the line and say beat us over the top. And you never took a chance to just beat them over the top. And you should have, like you said, the most talented player on that field on the offensive side of the ball was Brevin Jordan. That was obvious. It was obvious to Florida after halftime. I tell you what, they made sure they knew where he was. He may have got loose a couple of times in the second half, but after that, it was like, he ain't beating us. And then they didn't get the ball. They didn't do enough to get the ball. They
were putting the safety over the top. And that's when you should have. Why
college football? Why does college football, whatever, what were you playing? NCAA, AA football, or whatever it is. You can run the tight end dead down the seam, and if that is what they're doing, you just run an in route. You run an in route with your fastest guy or your best route runner, and that should be wide open every single time. It don't take that long to block for that. You can even lead the double tight ends in. And I didn't understand why they didn't go there. Why you didn't put a tight end on each side of each tackle? At least if you do that, even if you send them out, it would have. I don't know. I didn't understand why you didn't do that. I said, well, dang, why don't you just take the kid? And then the other thing was, if you're having problems in the shotgun with you clapping your hands and they getting a jump, they weren't getting no jump when you was under center, because the kid was controlling his cadence. cadence. So let him get under center and control the cadence. I mean, it seemed like to me Dan Enos just didn't prepare. He did not prepare for Florida.
I don't think it was he didn't prepare. I just think he got stubborn and went. Listen, I'm like you. I think he was looking at it like, I'm gonna do exactly what I want to do, and it's gonna work. And that's just unwise coaching. Even Nick Saban knew to take Jalen Hurts out of the game. And he's probably the most unflexible person you're gonna ever meet.
Yeah.
But he understand that it's more important to win than to get your way.
You gotta and with all that being said, with all the mistakes Miami made, with all the ineptness they had on the offensive line, they had a chance to win on the last drive. And then they should have won when he gave Miami 2 gifts last night. This is why I said that Frank boy. The Florida fans can't forget it. And I know a lot of them are jumping up and down there and say, well, we won the game. Oh, that's fine, hunky dory. You're supposed to win. I kept telling everybody, you're better than Miami. I don't think you're a touchdown better, but you're better than Miami. If they think Frank is getting ready to help them beat Georgia, they're delusional. That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. And really,
good.
to tell you the truth, for real Florida fans that are real football fans don't feel good about that today. I'm sorry. If you feel good about that, you don't know what you're looking at. Like, y'all had 10 sacks, dude.
Yeah.
10. You had 10 sacks, and you had to hold on at the end of the game. And I don't care what they say. It was pass interference in the end zone. The linebacker ran through the receiver while the receiver was looking back for the ball. The linebacker, there's no face guarding, but you can't make contact with a eligible receiver while the ball is in the air. I don't care how they tried to fix that up. There was a lot of real bad calls in that game last night, and there was one real big missed call. When the left tackle got 2-second head start on everybody else, there's no way you cannot see that. The line judge is right there. He's right there in front of us. Like, there's no way you cannot see that. You can't not see that. The hold on the fake field goal was a horrible call.
Yep.
That was a horrible call. He didn't spin the guy. He didn't change his direction.
He didn't do nothing.
They were both running sideways, and he let go and just let his arm look. The guy had the first down by 6 yards before you threw that flag. And even with all that, Miami still should have won the game. They still should have won that game.
They gave up 10 sacks. Pokey got pummeled. He threw 7 incompletions there. 7 incompletions.
Hey, dude got heart, man.
Yeah.
He got heart. He just need a clock. They need to teach that dude, man. I'm serious.
Yeah.
He need that thing that Donovan McNabb had, where after 3 seconds it buzz your hand. Like, bye. Run, son. 3 seconds, go. No, this is the other thing I want to tell y'all. Somebody please tell Enos, listen, tell that young man when he's already in the gun, son, you 5 yards behind the center. Stop dropping back 5 minutes. He wasn't helping his tackles at all. He was getting too deep. Even when they did a decent job of blocking, because he was so deep, the ends had a straight shot at him, son. If you're going to drop that deep, you got to learn how to climb the pocket, son. Take your drop and then start moving up. You wasn't getting pressure from the middle. It was coming from the edges. Come on, DeAndre Francois, wake up.
That is what Taggart said about DeAndre. That is exactly what Taggart said about DeAndre. He does not climb. Sometimes you got to climb that pocket, and a lot of times it's designed. Sometimes it's designed for that tackle just to push that edge rusher right on by you. So that is why. That's why he didn't start last year. See, those are things that fans who are delusional don't understand. Yes, he threw 6 or 7 incompletions yesterday, but he missed on game management. And another thing is he didn't have good pocket presence. And he had horrible ball security, to be honest with you. With the fumbles and everything. So, as a freshman, he wasn't ready as a true freshman. He truly ain't ready now. But they ain't got a better option.
I don't think you're ready now.
That's what I said. He's not ready as a red shirt. Not for that game. But I tell you what, he did do better than Nicole Perry. He doggone show looked off some darn people at least. At least he was looking for a secondary receiver. And Tate Martell, God bless his heart. It's the reason why he's playing wide receiver. I saw it last night. There's a reason why he's playing wide receiver. I get it now. I just figured, okay, 5-star recruiters, I don't believe in them stars. I don't believe in that mess, man.
I know you're right.
I just don't.
Rank them after they get to college.
Please. And it says so much about Miami. It says so much about Miami, about them kids that Miami recruited. Miami paid for 2 offensive tackles. Okay, let me not say paid. I mean, people been telling me stop saying that.
I got it.
Miami outbidded Florida for 2 of them offensive tackles that's sitting on Miami's bench. Delonte Hillary and Adair. Both one went to St. Thomas Aquinas at Powerhouse School in South Florida, and I forgot what other kids, but they were both highly ranked tackles. They were sitting behind the 2 kids that gave up 10 sacks last night. They tell me everything I need to know. Sometimes coaches will tell you, dude. Sometimes coaches tell you. It's just like when that boy Devontae was on here, and he told me, who did he say? He said somebody on their team was real good. I ain't see that kid touch the field last night.
I know you're talking about that safety.
Yes.
He talked about the safety, and it was a lineman. It was a lineman, too.
Yep. That kid didn't touch the field last night. Coaches will tell you. Coaches tell you who is who and who is what. It's just like everybody was raving about Mark Pope. This wide receiver from Miami. He's out of Miami. He's going to have 4.3 speed. Telling people speed don't even matter when you run straight.
You said that right. Jeff Thomas showed us that last night.
Exactly.
It only matter when you run straight.
And they got this kid. They supposed to have it. That's supposed to be the fastest group of Miami receivers.
Hey, listen, another thing that matters, too, it don't matter how fast you run if your quarterback is looking up at the sky.
I'm trying to tell you.
Man, I was open, dude. I saw 6 people. I don't know what you were talking about. I know that dude, 92, whatever his name is, I know he probably was dreaming about 92 last night. He probably woke up screaming, help!
You got delusional Florida fans saying, and I saw a couple of social media posts.
Oh my
they
God!
Glad he came back. That's why he came back. No, bro, he came back because he got a low draft grade. Get it correct. He didn't come back to beat Miami. He ain't come back no dog. He come back no dirty school to win no national title. He got a low draft grade, and his draft grade, I can promise you this much, his draft grade didn't go up last night. He played against a kid who was playing high school football last year and another kid who shouldn't be starting. That's how bad Miami's offensive line is. His draft grade did not go up. Trust me.
Nah. Listen, because a lot of times he didn't even take good angles. It was just the tackle was just, they're young. The tackles didn't even understand how to spread, how to get away from the guard some to kind of give yourself a little, like they didn't understand little simple stuff that seasoned linemen know how to do, or how to kick that leg back, that one extra pace to tilt yourself a little bit and still be on the line of scrimmage. They didn't know a lot of that. But, hey, I will say this. I'll say this if I don't say nothing else. Watching that game last night was a lot like watching us last year. You could tell a lot of people didn't know exactly what they were doing, and that plays a big part in it, is when you don't know exactly what you're doing. It ain't that you don't know what you're doing, but the responsibilities change once you hit the field and people start moving around. That looked a lot like what happened to us a lot last year. You had, a couple of missed assignments, people not really sure what they're going to do, and all that. Listen, that just take time. Everybody, dude, I got so sick of this one dude. I was praying that Miami won last night. I really was. Because Florida fans just been talking crazy. Like, they didn't just have a 4-loss season in 2016. Like, they forgot. They forgot, dude. Like, it was like, man, y'all won 5 games last year, dude. In 2016, y'all won 4 games.
Won 4.
As a matter of fact,
exactly.
that wasn't the first time in the last 15 years y'all have had a 4-win season. Don't make me rewind the tape for y'all and show y'all exactly what this is. Y'all forgot about the Ron Zook years, huh?
No, all you got to do is talk about Muschamps last year before they got McElwain.
I know. Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah. They totally forgot. And then this Dan Mullen is going to lead Florida to the promised land stuff. Let me say this about Dan Mullen.
I don't see it. Because I didn't think he coached a good game last night. I just thought they got lucky.
He coached a horrible game. With 4 minutes to go, the ball is at your 40-yard line. You call a pass.
And he threw it.
You were not done. And you were not done. And that's what I couldn't understand. Like, they weren't dominating Miami.
He was being arrogant. He wanted to run the score up.
That's my problem. And That is exact. That's the same thing I said there. I said they were so sure that they were better than Miami. They thought they would really blow Miami out. They really did. And I kept saying, I don't see what everybody else saying. I don't care what the four-letter says. I don't care what none of them analysts say.
No.
I know this. Florida struggled against Missouri. They struggled against South Carolina. Vanderbilt should have beat them. And Tennessee gave them a dog fight. All four of them teams, I can promise you, I think Miami either beats or don't get beat badly by. So I didn't see all that big. I didn't see that big advantage. And then on top of that left tackle, that boy is in the league. That left tackle was in the league. Now, if he was there, that's a different story. But I just didn't see it, man. I didn't see none of that stuff last night that made me think that Dan Mullen is this genius that everybody says, and then he's so arrogant about it that made me laugh. And that is why, and Zach just came in. What's up, Zach?
What did he win, though? What up, Zach? What did Dan Mullen win, though? Like, everybody acting like this dude, you know what I mean, got like 5 national championship rings. Like, what did he win that made them so sure they were just going to take off on everybody? What made them, like, I got a dude that comes to my business every morning that's like, bro, we about to average 50. We about to beat Miami by 25. I be about to cry laughing. I'm like, dude,
right.
You ain't seen your team. I'm like, you did see. He was like, oh, Frank's finna go off. No, he not. Sometimes when people show you who they is, believe them.
They are who they are. Exactly.
They are who they are. Just like Dennis Green, he was who we thought he was.
He showed so many times. That's why I was so irritated on that bomb. I said, I bet you the doggone safety was either up or he was on the wrong hash. And then when I saw it, I said he was either up on the wrong hash. The way you beat Felipe Franks or a quarterback that is not accurate on the sideline, you make him throw it to the sideline. I don't give a fuck what his advantage is.
It's going to end up somewhere in the middle where it ain't supposed to be.
That's what I'm going to say. You make him, you say, you know what? I'm not going to let you throw that ball in the middle. You're going to have to go to the sideline. Just like when he threw that pass over the middle, he had 2 guys streaking right there wide open. He missed them.
Yeah.
Stay with that same game plan. They did some things good. I like that they figured out something. I don't know. Maybe they do know something, Zach, because I kept saying he can't throw to his left. Make him go left.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he did.
They shifted the whole defensive line and ran one end up the field. If you go somewhere, you going right, buddy.
Will, he lost that game. Miami lost that game, okay? And I take that. Don't get me wrong.
I agree.
But, like, I'm with D. What did he do so special? Now, the only thing is I give Dan Mullen credit. He was smart. He kept going on 4th down. I give him credit. That's where coaching, I say, experience come into play because he knew not to give the ball to Miami offense. Okay? He kept that 4th down. Every time he did that, like, God, dog. I got to give him credit on that. I give him credit for that.
We talked about that, though, Zach. 3 of those 4th downs, if Miami just plays better angles, if they just play better angles, forget all that stuff.
Right.
Manning them got y'all in position. Y'all just took bad angles. The first one, Bandit was out of position. The second one, the other safety was out of position. The last one, the ref was out of position. How the heck you
because that guy false start
2-yard head start on everybody? He just kicking back.
Right.
Hey, and that's the only reason he got the pass off because all the defensive linemen stopped. They were like, oh, we know that.
Right. They did. They damn sure did. They damn sure did.
Hey, I know they finna call that. Wait, bro, if you the official, you got to blow that play dead. I don't care how far in the middle of it is. You got to stop that play.
Right.
Son, you got to start when everybody else starts. You can't do that. We can't allow you to do that.
But I didn't want to put it on the refs because, you know, I hate that when people do that. The losses was okay. No. Okay. But also now when they picked up the flag with that last pass interference,
shouldn't have been picked up. It should have stayed on the field.
Exactly. Thank you.
It should have been picked up. He ran through an eligible receiver trying to catch the ball. He didn't look, and he interfered with his pass. That is pass interference. That's what the rules say. The fact that they picked that flag up told you who they wanted to win. I don't care how the officials feel about it.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And now what I hate, a lot of people talking trash. Right. People talking trash about Williams, right? Let me ask you a question. Why? What quarterback you know can go take 10 sacks and be harassed like that and be successful? And he still, if you look at his stats, they still was great for a first-time player. For a guy starting his first game against a powerhouse, Look at his stats.
Right. No, I ain't talking about them. I ain't talking about them 10 sacks. Yeah, I ain't talking about them 10 sacks. I'm talking about them 50 hits he took. I don't care about
we blame that. We blame that on Enos.
Yeah, it's on Enos, man. Enos didn't help him. They should have
got to help that guy,
They should have been.
Right.
Yeah, 214
but I thought
yards,
that
19 to 29.
The first couple of plays he did right. Get the man some completions. Get the ball out of his hands. Okay, I agree with the first part of the game plan, and I was like, okay, this man might know what he's talking about. But I hated that not once did he ever go downfield. I'm like, God, dog, come on,
you talked about that.
You Mark Rick 3.0. Oh, okay.
He ain't Mark Rick 3.0. I'm gonna tell you who he is. He might be Mark Rick and Larry Croker and all the people y'all want to call him. But when you can't block, you can't block, man. You can't throw the ball down the field when you can't block, man. You can't block.
Well, listen, Will. I mean, like I said, but you could have manufactured some shots. Listen, scrap all that play action crap. Like I said, chip. Listen, I don't care if you ran a split back and had 3 receivers in the route and let your backs chip every time, or just like Will said, go to a two tight end set where either the defensive end is gonna have to line up head up over the tight end, which is gonna slow him down, or squeeze down inside so he's face up with the tackle. Either way, you could have helped everybody out by just adjusting to what you saw. To me, it was like they didn't adjust to what they saw, and I think that was the bigger issue last night was they didn't adjust well. Like, we spent all last year looking at Willa Taggart and like, dude, this change this or change this, and it might help you out. So I'm hoping that Miami don't go through this year of hoping of all y'all looking at the screen like, dude, all you got to do is just try this. Just try this. Put somebody over there and help this tackle out. He's over man right now.
Here's the thing, D. Miami don't play nobody to play y'all. I'm sorry. They don't play any game up. They don't play Miami does not play another game of significance on the road until they play y'all. This next game against North Carolina, I know it's gonna be Mac Brown.
Oh, they're gonna smack his
first game back.
They're gonna be pissed.
I can tell you this much: North Carolina in trouble because the difference with this Miami team is
they might send Sebastian out on the field on fire, man.
That kid can throw, and he does do good ball placement. I got to give him that because he put balls in the game. If Malik Rozier would have did that 2 years ago or last year, I mean, he'd have helped out. And I think Enos can clean up that offensive stuff. And I'm gonna tell you this much: I don't know about Cameron Harris, and I know this Lorenzo Langard. I keep telling you, I don't believe in them stars. I don't know where the world DJ Dallas came from. I know he's from Georgia. I don't know how many stars he had. That boy,
he was. I think he was a 3-star, but he was an all-around athlete. He wasn't just. He didn't have position. He was an athlete. He came in as an athlete.
He got that.
That young man got that gear.
He
got that gear that you don't have on the clock.
He got that dog in him, and you don't get that in many football players. And I got into this before we move on to Andrew Luck. I got into this with somebody about Felipe Franks. They said Felipe Franks could be probably the second best quarterback in the SEC. I say Tua gonna get hurt and Jake Fromm gonna get hurt. That'd be the only way. And then there's another guy that's better than him somewhere.
Bro.
I don't know what y'all think.
To me, he ain't better than Kellen Mond.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He ain't better than Jake Bentley.
I was like, man, listen.
Hey, and then you see him in front of the camera. I do this. Stop playing with me.
Stop
playing. I'm like, are you serious?
Hey, man,
you can do that when you winning.
When you winning. Because notice, after he got his head
but guess what?
Around,
not really, because he didn't know the game was at hand. Come on, y'all know that. Come on, he was winning, but that game hadn't been won. Miami still had a chance, like you said.
But hold on,
the offensive line.
He got what he wanted when he did all that bravado. The next year, then he got his bell rung. They knocked him silly.
Oh, I knew what I wanted to ask y'all. It was something I wanted to ask all y'all because I was mad. Listen, I'm not a Hurricane. I ain't have nothing to invest in this game other than I don't like Florida more than I don't like Miami. Can you please explain to me how they threw a flag on a guy that's 10 yards away from Felipe Franks, for talking junk. As much trash that was talked in that game last night. I was like, dude, they just made a play to turn the game around, and you penalized them 15 yards. For what?
For what?
And he wasn't in his face. He was just
nowhere near the vicinity. Halfway out the field. Halfway off the field, excuse me. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that whatsoever.
You can't.
And all he did was throw up the U sign.
Yeah, like I was watching it. Dude, I was listening. My daughter was like, Dad, I thought you didn't like Miami. I don't. Be quiet. Just hush. Like, you got to be kidding me. You can't make that call in a game that big off of something that petty. Like, you can't, as an official, your integrity should be questioned if you do something like that. You know what? You know how much stuff was said in that game last night? They probably talked about people's mamas, their babies.
Thank you.
They were saying everything you could possibly think of.
Kurt Herbstreit called it.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, D, because I was wondering. I say, but not just me. How do you make that call? How?
You can't make that call. You cannot make that call.
He just set Miami up. I mean, he set Miami up inside the 20. It was
pretty,
lovely.
and you put them back behind midfield.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't run up to his face. He didn't run up to his face. Who's to say he was doing that?
He was going off the field.
He was going off the field. Yeah.
He was just skipping along.
In a rivalry game like that.
Will, all said and done, you say you don't like the way the team look. I still, through all that, I like the way they look personally. I like the way. I mean, I don't like to take a loss, and there's no victory in an L. There's no, and people say, what they said at the moral victory. No, that's bullshit. A loss is a loss. Okay, but I still like the fact that they look playing in the game of that magnitude, and with it, and Williams as a quarterback, what he went through. To me, he still, held his own. Because I don't think there's a quarterback in the world that could go through what he did last night. And still, because he still had a chance to win the game. If Jeff Thomas doesn't drop that touchdown pass,
no, if Jeff Thomas don't drop that punt, if Jeff Thomas don't drop that punt, I mean, Jeff Thomas's punt was his ball punt inside the 10 hurt. That play hurt because Florida couldn't sustain a drive for nothing against Miami. They had one sustained drive, and it was that 4-play drive they got when they went up by 4. When they made that late comeback, when they went up 24-20, because the touchdown run was just poor tackling. That just boiled down to it.
That's it.
Garvin Hall, I love Garvin Hall to death. I've heard enough things about Garvin Hall. I didn't see anything last night that deterred my thinking about him. But that was his first game. That was his first start. Nelson, I think that's the tackle. That was his first start. Gainer, that was his first start. The other tackle, that was his first start. So, and Williams, it was his first start.
Right.
They were playing against guys who've been playing 3-4 years. Remember what you said about the 4-18? Most of those guys were on that 4-18.
Right.
Right. True.
It is what it is. All right, guys, I want to get your opinion about Andrew Luck. He decided, and really what I want to say is the fans in Indianapolis, man, y'all cold-hearted, boy. Y'all some cold-hearted folk.
They cold-hearted.
The news broke when he was on the field that he's going, and they booed his butt. They booed him. No, thank you.
Yep.
No, hey, man, you played through all those injuries. See ya. What have you done for me lately? And you have not done anything. Boo. That's cold, man.
Hey, and I respect him, too. He did say, I can't lie, I heard the boos, and it affected him. I was like, wow, that shows his humanism. He human, dog. Most people be like, I don't care about that. They can say what they want to say. He said it did. It touched. He can't understand. And I was like, wow. He said it really affected him in his press conference. He said he heard it. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of deep to me, I'm mad at him because he was my fantasy quarterback. I had to get rid of him, you bastard. But hey, my fantasy second quarterback.
I was going to get into that with you. So what do you think? Is he a Hall of Famer? Let me ask you guys. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Nah, not to me.
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
No. You think he's a Hall of Famer?
Know he went to the playoffs his first 3 years. And they were 1-15 before he got there. They went to the playoffs the first 2 years. I mean, this team that he was that this year, they were built, I think, to go to the Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they were gonna make a good run this year. But I mean,
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's hard to say. It's hard to say Hall of Famer. Yes,
right.
Because I guess that's what you could call it. You know what I mean? Like that to me, that's the only thing that would say no. And then he didn't have that like a signature big win that you could look at and be like, yeah, you know what I mean? He did that like first time. Yeah.
In his rookie, you remember, D? He came back against Kansas City in that wild card game.
Well, yeah, that's true. He did do that, and they started out blazing in that game too.
Yeah, they started out real bad, and he made that.
I think
that's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because it's a wild card game. Yeah, I think he makes the Hall. Because I bet his stats are better than Brian. I bet his stats are better than Bob Greasy and what's his name? Terry Bradshaw.
We know
some of them other bombs.
No. Terry Bradshaw. You can't compare him to Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw has 6 rings. Okay.
I know you're right.
Okay.
I know you're right.
6 rings, baby.
Terry Bradshaw wouldn't have none of them rings, and don't could have go there.
It don't matter. I know what you're gonna say. But guess what? He got the ball to the Hall of Fame.
Zach, if that's the case, you got to throw Troy Aikman in that same group that shouldn't be in there.
Okay.
Hey, you know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? I feel like he got way too much credit for just having the front row seat and watching Emmitt Smith and the defense.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I feel that's one of those things where it's kind of like with Chris Bosh. I think Chris Bosh is a Hall of Famer, even though he didn't play nearly as long as some other people. Like, I think he's going to get in relatively easy. So, you might be right.
CB deserved to get in there because in that situation with the big three, he had to do the dirty work. LeBron got the glory.
Yeah.
Dwayne got the semi-glory. Yep. But Chris Bosh got all the bashing. He got it.
He had to make the biggest evolution out of everybody.
He sure did. He had to become a spot-up 6'11" three-point shooter.
and a pick-and-roll defensive monster. So, yeah, I can see that.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be a CB. All right, guys, this is we get ready to go into week 1 of the full college football season. Zach knows what we do on here. When football is around, we make picks. I pick 5 games that can allow us to make picks and get your opinion on it. So let's get started. Here we go with the picks for week 1 college football season. I'm really interested in what these guys think. First, I'm going to start with a game that's relevant to Derek. Florida State and Boise State in Jacksonville. Here's your thoughts.
All right.
Come on now.
I'm going to tell you the truth. As sad as this might sound as a Florida State fan, I have not checked out Boise State at all. I haven't, and the only reason I haven't checked them out at all is the same reason I don't check out a lot of our opponents. I don't care what you got. I feel like we're going to win. That's just the honest truth. I feel like every other real Wild fan who feel like their team is just better than everybody else. So I'm picking Florida State to win. I'm picking us to win by 10, but I'm actually just a little bit more interested to see just how our offense is going to look. Like, that's the biggest thing for me is I want to see how much progress we made from year 1 to year 2. Spring game was okay, but I got to see it in live action with real bullets. And you getting your head knocked off. I got to see it.
10 points, huh? High scoring game or in the 30s or in the 20s?
I say 21, 35-21.
Okay. I like that. Mr. Flournoy, your take? Go ahead.
I'll say FSU, but I think they're going to blow them out.
Hey, I hope that's the case.
Gonna blow out
I'm being cautious.
No, you're being cautious? No, I'm being for real.
I think they're going to blow them out.
That's just me.
So you like Florida State in that game too, huh?
Huh? Yes.
You like Florida State too, huh? Okay.
It's a glorified home game for us, man. Come on.
I know. All right, here's my take real quick. All right, Florida State and Boise State. This is going to be a high-scoring game, in my opinion. This game will be in the 40s. Florida State's coming out with this new Art Boyle's Taylor type of attacking offense, trying to snap the ball within 15 seconds. I get it. I think you got the athletes to do it. I think that would help your offensive line. The problem that I have that won't help you is on your defense. Your defense don't have depth. And I think playing that type of style is going to hurt your defense more than help them. And that's why I say it's going to be a high-scoring game in the 40s. Don't go over Florida State for the whole game. So I think Boise is going to put some numbers up on you. I think they'll put some. I think Florida State starts out strong and Boise going to sit late.
No. You made a mistake. You said Georgia. It's Georgia State. Okay.
Boise State.
Big difference. Who?
Yeah.
We're playing
Boise State. They're playing Boise.
Oh, Boise State. I don't know why I thought it was Georgia State. My bad. Oh.
No, they're playing Boise State.
Oh,
that's what we want it to look like. We want it to look like we're playing Georgia State and smack them around.
Let's go with Wisconsin at University of South Florida. Chargers going to do it. Trying is hard to build a power in Tampa. Okay, so this is being slow for the Bulls. It's being slow. So I say, hey, Wisconsin wears red, and we know what happens when Bulls see red. They become aggressive. So that Wisconsin, USF Bulls. Who's like?
Oh, let me see. You know, we're going with the first one. USF ain't gonna win that. They're not winning.
Okay, so you like Wisconsin?
Yeah, Wisconsin. That running back is hell. I love that running back, though. I ain't hate to say it. That running back he got, he is a monster. And you know what? Scott's gonna feed him. They gonna feed him. They are going to feed him the ball.
They're gonna feed him. Okay. And UCF is a light defense, so we will find out. All right, Mr. Wilson.
Right.
Who you like?
All right. I like Wisconsin in that game, and I actually don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Wisconsin is going to want to, kind of grind them out, especially with it being hot. I think they're going to want to just pound it at them. So I'll say Wisconsin 28, South Florida 17.
Right. It's unanimous. I'm going with Wisconsin. I think UCF will keep this game close. I think Charlie's going to make them try to beat them throwing the ball. Yeah, I just don't think they have enough rocks in their pocket to be able to stop Wisconsin from running all over.
Big old boys on that offensive line. Them some
exactly.
great boys.
Yes, sir. They got two homes up there. All right, let's go Northwestern at Stanford. All right, we got two schools known for their academics. They're going to play in Cali. I got to know who is the true game between student athletes. So this is a true student athlete game. They don't get 4 and 5 star guys. I mean, come play for them. My bad. All right, Derek. Northwestern at Stanford.
Man, as much as I hate to do this to my man David Shaw, I'm actually going to go with Northwestern. I like what Pat Fitzgerald is doing up there, man. Pat Fitzgerald get them lunch bucket guys and turn them into winners. And not only that, you know what I mean? It's actually impressive. That dude has won 10 games like 4 or 5 times at Northwestern. That's just true. That's like Vanderbilt winning 10 games, man. That just don't happen.
Yep. And he won't lose.
And he win big games. He won his last 3 bowl games.
Yep. All right, Derek. All right, Mr. Northwestern and Stanford.
See, I like everything Derek said, but you know what? And he is doing his thing, but I got to go with Stanford, man. For some reason, Stanford, they don't, like you say, they don't get the 4 and 5 stars. But for some reason, that brother out there got them winning. Okay? They doing something right. That's just it. They doing something right, so I got to go with Stanford. I know that's not the way you pick a game, but I'm going with Stanford.
I'm gonna join you and pick Stanford in this game. All right, the big marquee game next Saturday night is going to be Oregon and Auburn. Arlington, Texas. Miami had a nightmare there last year. Will Oregon have a nightmare there this year, or will Auburn defense line just dominate that game? Would you like Oregon or Auburn?
I'm going Oregon. I just, for just some reason, I know they playing an SEC team, but I think this time, and well, you know what? I expect a high-scoring game, but this one, because Oregon will put up the points, but they sure ain't gonna stop nobody. I mean, they do so, and that's kind of contradictory. Well, you know what? I changed my mind. They both are Nah, I'm sticking with Oregon. Let me stick. Not flip flop. I'm sticking with Oregon. I think they're gonna put up their points. I think they might be just enough to.
You have a tough time making a choice, just like Gus Malzahn had a tough time making a choice who's going to be the starting quarterback. But anyway, Gary, the Ducks and the Tigers. Who you like?
Look, I'm gonna go Auburn. I'm gonna go Auburn for two reasons. One, I saw Bo Nix play in high school. That dude is the real deal.
Oh, okay.
That's the first reason. That dude is the real deal. The second thing is it's an SEC game in SEC country. Like that's. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when Oregon played LSU, and it was a home game for LSU. And I think it's going to be a home game for them. Plus, with the kind of offense that Cristobal likes to run with, all the communication that's got to go on, I think it's going to be hard for them to communicate with that kind of noise inside of a dome.
Hey, you forgot Cristobal spent a year in the SEC, right?
Yeah, but he ain't in the SEC. He learned a few things. Huh? He ain't in the SEC. Hey, it's a difference between going somewhere to visit and saying that's my hood.
That's true. That's true.
Again, all right. This is what I can tell you about this game. I think that kid's name is Herbert or Hader or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Justin Herbert. Okay, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Pick up his phone and make a 3-hour phone call to Jerry Williams and ask Jerry how he's feeling this morning. Because he's going to feel the same way next week. Auburn's going to knock that person really, man. Hey, Auburn's got 4 dudes on that defensive line back that they say could be drafted in the NFL. They're calling that defensive line as good as Clemson's last year. Not the team, but that defensive line.
I didn't know
and
that.
They got a kid.
Okay,
They got a kid, 280, 290 plus. That's potential number 1 overall pick, and he got a brother that's not too far from him on that same line. That's going to supposed to be a first-day draftee or a second-day draftee. They are going to trust that young man. We can call Jaron, ask Jaron how I feel to get knocked around, because that's what's going to happen next week. I promise you. He's going to meet the same fate. Auburn, I don't think they roll over him, but I don't think Auburn score a lot of points. I like Bo Nix. I hope he's better than his daddy, because Patrick Nix was garbage. Right. But anyway, hey, I'm gonna go with Auburn anyway. All right, last game. I call them Notre Dame. We're gonna see what Notre Dame's able to do this year. Notre Dame's going to be at Louisville. I wish number 58 was still at Louisville and he would never transfer to Florida, but he didn't. Anyway, dude, who do you like? Notre Dame, Louisville. In Louisville. Papa John.
I like Notre Dame. Listen, I do think Louisville going to give them a good game. I think last year Louisville was just an absolute train wreck. But now it looks like they probably got stuff a little bit more stabilized. But I think Notre Dame is probably going to be a little bit too much for them. But I think there's going to be some points in that game. I'm going to say 42-28. I think it's going to be high scoring. I don't think Notre Dame will be able to just shut them down. Yeah, I do. Ooh. Hey, man, playing there Papa John at night, man. I'm telling you, Papa John be rocking. Papa John look like the outer stadium of the South at night when they have it full.
Okay.
Hey, fellas, can you hear me?
Hey,
you fine. Hey,
man, I'm
you
so
can't
sorry.
Give me time because about 5 minutes I got to go.
Let me get Zach's pick before we let you do the little welcome up. Let me get Zach's pick. Zach, go ahead. Who you like?
You will in this situation. Now, in this situation, Will, if I was betting with my heart, I would go Louisville. But if I was betting with money, you got to go Notre Dame. I hate them bastards. But yeah, I think they're gonna tear. I don't see Louisville getting no more than 10 points. I personally.
I'm not to work on that.
But I just don't see. I see Notre Dame.
I say a prayer for people at the end. I'm not to pray for Zach in that hate word. But anyway. But I get you. I do not like Notre Dame either. I don't like them either. Trust me. I don't like anything that calls Miami the national title. That's why I don't care about the Gators. I don't care about that game last night. That game had nothing to do with the national title. Anything that calls Miami the national title, I don't like you. That's all good. But anyway, even though I feel that way, I don't call them Notre Dame. I call them not give a damn. That's how bad I just do not like Notre Dame. And I say not give a damn win. I agree with Derek. I think Brazil will keep it. I think Notre Dame. Mike, go ahead. Give me your pick for this last game. We're gonna do it.
Well, guys, I'm still trying to finish up that project I text you about, and I feel like I was gonna do you wrong if I didn't call in and just let you know what's going on with you, boy.
All right, Mr. Mike.
Well, Mike, we sure appreciate you doing that, man. And hey, ain't nothing to it. Like I say, you're trying to make them real Michigan. You do what you gotta do.
But next week, trust me, I'll be back in rare form. Filming those all the way.
Who you got? Before we get out of here, who you like? Florida State, Georgia State. Who you like?
Oh my God, Florida State. Close game in the first half. Florida State pull away in the second half.
Score. I want to score. Let's score. You have a score for me?
Oh, score. I'll say 35-17. Florida State.
Man, y'all got blowouts. I got 40. Like I said, I think Florida State wins. I just say 45-42. This is me. I just think it's going to be high scoring. But hey, all Black Nation. All right, I want to thank everybody for taking the chance to download and listen to Real Take on Sports. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WWS_Sports And if you have any comments or you'd like to join us for a future show, just please email the show at willwalkershow@yahoo.com. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to download and listen. I appreciate it. Listen, say a prayer for somebody because prayer changes things. Holla. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.